Watson. This is my daughter Sadie and her father Dan. It was a Saturday morning. Got up on a Saturday morning like any other morning. Something told me to go upstairs and wake her up. I don't know why, but normally I wouldn't. I went upstairs to wake her up out of a sound sleep. We had a conversation. We were going out to look for a car for her. And she's talking to me like she would any other day, and all of a sudden she just, her face turned ashen. She started to shake, her eyes rolled up in her head, and she was gasping for breath. I ran downstairs, got my husband. Dan said, call 911, and from there I was with the 911 operator, went back upstairs. Dan said at that point she had no pulse. And he started CPR on her, gave her CPR for 19 minutes until we live in a rural area. So the first people that were at our house were it was the fire engine crew. And the girl came in, relieved him after 19 minutes. Then the EMTs and paramedics showed up. They actually continued CPR. At that point, shocked her twice.
Yep, shocked her twice. Yes.
And regulated her heartbeat. Started getting a pulse. I was amazed. I was amazed at the point when Dan started CPR on her. I had never seen this. And at that point, her face was blue. She was not breathing. He started CPR, and the color came back in her face. And I was like, okay, she's okay now. Like, she's going to wake up, and she's going to be okay. But it didn't happen that quickly. So she was then airlifted to Hershey Medical Center, and a week later she walked out of the hospital with a defibrillator, and she's been fine ever since.
As a CPR instructor, we always learn the chain of survival, and that chain of survival is what saved my life. If Larry hadn't called 911, and if Larry hadn't done 10 minutes of CPR on me, and the paramedics had not come and shocked my heart, initiated hypothermia and a multitude of other things en route to the hospital, and got called ahead to get me a cardiac surgeon ready. You know, if each one of those links had not occurred, I would not be here. I would not be here to tell my story.
And 5 years ago, I had a cardiac arrest sitting at my desk at work. I work for the American Baptist Home Mission Society, and I had just finished a meeting, and suddenly I collapsed. I had a friend, co-worker beside me who heard me make a sound, and they called the medical team in my office, and suddenly someone came who knew how to administer CPR. Had it not been for that gentleman who knew CPR, I wouldn't be here today. That's how important it is. CPR training is necessary and should be available to everyone so that everyone has a chance to survive like I did.